Hey, Tony Gaskins here. Now, God bless you. It is Christmas Eve. Yes, and I'm working on Christmas Eve. And this right here, this is work now. It's working for the Lord, but it is work. And I'm doing my talks with Tony really because since I've been doing this talks with Tony, I realized getting all these different questions that speak on so many different things, and the topics are vast, and it's more variety than I could typically come up with. Now, I still will do regular videos if the Lord puts some on my heart, but just in the space that I'm in, the Lord ain't really been putting nothing on my heart other than just serving those of you who have written in. So understand that right there while I'm doing these talks with Tony. And I try to release them by 8 p.m. every day. Tomorrow Christmas now, so depending on what my day look like today, if I get to shoot some videos in advance, because I know you ain't gonna be opening gifts all day long. So if I get the opportunity today, I may shoot a video for tomorrow that you could watch while you relaxing or making dinner or something like that. Oh Lord, hold on, they trying to restart my computer. I just well, hold on now, give me an hour. I got me a new computer. And the reason why I said is computer is because the people who don't have access to a computer call it a computer. And the only computer that they get to have is at the public library. So every now and then I say my words wrong just to let the people who didn't have access to certain things know that you ain't the only one that say words like that, because I grew up with a lot of insecurity talking country. So that's just another. Every now and then I'm gonna drop a little random fact on why I do what I do, just so you better understand. Now let's jump into this one. Now this here, see with this new computer, it scrolls backwards. So y'all forgive me. I need to try to change this. This is how my wired computer can scroll. I don't like that. This here now, it got a little length on this here email. So y'all forgive me. Hey Tony, messaging from London. Hey, God bless you now. My wife loves her some London. Thank you for your videos with all the nuances and caveats. All right. I have learned a lot from your teachings and would love some help on this. My issue, please, Tony. I began seeing a guy who had been a really good friend for about 6 years prior to dating. We were very young when we met and had always been attracted to each other, but didn't explore a relationship until the beginning of this year. I am 2 years older than him and he's 24. Okay, y'all real young. Things had been going well, but then COVID, she talking about the 19. Got a word, what words you say on here? They'll think I'm doing a PSA about it. A robot beat them flat. And it hit, and he became down. As he couldn't work much. He's a professional musician and usually tours, but things changed because of the virus. Okay, professional music. All right, celebrity over there. We got much closer in his depression. He always wanted to be with me. I supported him and I did my best to be there for him. He has a group of friends that he likes to go out with, and they have a lot of female friends, including a girl he used to see a while back. My man would tell me not to worry, that they were in the same place as each other because he didn't care for her anymore. Not to worry that they were in the same place as each other because he didn't care for her anymore. All right. So what I just learned is I could just read with you, so you got proper grammar. Sometimes I be reading, putting the commas where they don't go because the type of letters I be getting, and a few of y'all mentioned that. Tony, why you so excited about a well-written letter? Obviously, if I get excited about a well-written letter, that means I'm reading a lot of stuff. So I see you doing a pretty good job here. I trusted him and wanted him to enjoy life with his friends. But in July, okay, all right, you put your comma there. Okay, I'm gonna roll with you. But in July, he confessed to me in tears that a few weeks prior, another comment, okay, God bless. That's the last time I mentioned that. That a few weeks prior, on a night he got really drunk with his friend, another comment. Y'all forgive me. This sister here, she using punctuation. So I'm just so excited about this. Just somebody, another person, this 2 days in a row that I done got emails that the person took their time. Like, listen, and I'm going to tell y'all something. When you get thousands of emails, this means a lot to you. You know how just little stuff means something to you and it don't mean nothing to nobody else and they don't understand it and it just because that's what you do all the time so it means something to you. Let me tell you, when you write me a letter, just every now and then, just drop your period in there. Just, okay, you getting a little tired, just period. Okay, you done finished, okay, that's one little thought. All right, there's a little comma. Just a comma or a period. It ain't necessarily got to be in the right place. It just allow me to just take a breath and just, okay, all right, let me gather myself. Okay. Just so every now and then, just drop your period. I know nothing about grammar and punctuation. Okay, I was not the best in those classes. I got B's. But what I do when I'm writing is I write, I get a little tired, drop me a period. Get a little tired, drop me a period. And then I send it to an editor and let them do their job. So I'm just telling you, when y'all write me, just every now and then just drop your period. Or a comma. Okay, this sister here, they got some good education over there in the UK. But in July, he confessed to me in tears that a few weeks prior, on a night he really got drunk with his friends, that he had lost his virginity to her. I had never pressured him to have, even though I have before, because he was a virgin. I have never pressured him to have, and she put this in these here parentheses. Even though I have before, because he was a virgin. He said it had been a low time in his life, but he didn't love her. He loved me and he really wanted to be with me, but he had to let me know because the guilt was eating him up inside. I was very hurt, but I could see he was genuinely sorry. The next few months after this were hard. I acted out of my hurt a lot, even though I had forgiven him. One day in September, I went through his messages and saw inappropriate flirting with 3 women he had told me he had ended things with before we started dating. The messages were in March and April, in the height of when I was doing everything I could to help him through his depression. Once again, even though the messages were old, I was convinced that he simply didn't love me like I loved him. Now, I like how you say in the height of when I was doing everything. Okay, now throwing a little extra little in the height. Okay, in the height. All right. So say in the height. All right. Got a little word play in there. Once again, even though the messages were old, I was convinced that he simply didn't love me like I loved him. When we discussed everything, he told me that he had cut ties with all the girls. Nothing had happened but flirting through messages, and showed me more recent messages I had not seen, where he had ended things with them, and also where he was telling his boys that he loved me and wanted to marry me. He had also told his family this, and some of my family and friends too. He has shown me in his actions also. He told me the messages were at a bad time in his life and that he hadn't slept with anyone else since that one mistake or spoken to any other women inappropriately recently, because he wanted to be serious about me now. About me now. Y'all forgive me. I don't know how y'all say that over there in London. He kept saying he hurt me, but that he needed time to work on himself and his relationship with God so he could be 100% committed to me, but he didn't want to lose me in that time either, because it was his biggest fear. Hold on, let me read this again. Read this again. I'm sensing a little lie here. So. Okay, let me go back one sentence. Okay. He has shown me in his actions also. He told me the messages were at a bad time in his life and that he hadn't slept with anyone else since that one mistake or spoken to any other women inappropriately recently because he wanted to be serious about me now. He kept saying he hurt me, but that he needed time to work on himself and his relationship with God so he could be 100% committed to me, but he didn't want to lose me in that time either because it was his biggest fear. I don't know whether he says it to keep me or if he means it. He says he wants to be a better man and work on what has stopped him from dealing with depression in a better way. He says he wants to be a better man and work on what has stopped him from dealing with depression in a better way and kept him from being faithful. I can admit that since he told me he slept with another woman and seeing the messages he sent and received, I have been overthinking and it's made me complain and start arguments randomly, which is putting more strain on us. He is still saying he is working on himself. He's sorry he's hurt me and he knows he wants to be with me, but the arguing is too much and annoying. I know and feel that I need to take a step back right now, but I don't know whether to do it permanently or for a moment so we can both grow. I have strongly felt that this is my husband and he says I'm his wife. But with what has happened this year, I don't want to make the wrong choice. I love him, but not to the extent that I will be a fool either. Please help. Looking forward to some answers. Kind regards. Hey, God bless you now. Now, y'all got some good school over there now. So you 26, he's 24. Now, I'm going to have to go through this here. So y'all forgive me now. What, 12 minutes? I try not to go over an hour. I'm going to have to go through this. Now, first what I'm going to say overall, it sounds like a good guy. Overall, it sounds like an innocent guy, like a good guy. He sounds he sound like a Christian. Like he sound like a little introverted, like a little I don't like the word nerdy, but like he sounds just like a little artsy, just kind of into his music. And like I said, he tour and all of that, which a 24-year-old musician that get to tour at 24, he must be making some kind of money unless they just doing free shows around Europe. But it's overall, he sounds like a good guy. Now, here's the thing now that gave me a little bit of pause is you done been on your bank. So now listen, sister. You getting mad with a man who felt guilt. With not no man, a boy. This 24. You ain't a man until you 25. In my book. You're not a man until you 25. The age of adulthood should be 25, not 18. So, cause 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, you still very immature. It's still people immature at 25 and up. But this a boy to me. And so he felt guilt. He didn't have to tell you that. He could have left you in the dark to believing that he is still in the V club as a virgin. He felt guilt and came and told you. So now, and I don't believe for him, I don't believe it was a test to see if you'll stay with him or to get back at you or anything like that. Now, one thing I want y'all to understand when I'm reading these letters, you're not going to see everything the way I see it, because I may be reading into one sentence because of what I do this every day, and it might not make any sense to you. So sometimes, y'all be in the comments questioning me about, well, why you said this and why you said that. and it's because of something else that I'm thinking about that I didn't think to say it. I didn't think to spell it out for you. But he didn't tell you as a game to see if you will stay with him, because he 24 and he told you about the V Club, which that's not a club that men want to be in. That's like embarrassing for most men to be a 24-year-old virgin. And so for him to have told you that and wanted that label, and then to come tell you, I did sleep with this one girl this one time and it was a mistake, versus just putting like, nah, ain't no virgin. Most men, virgin, what I look like to you? Most men ain't sniff no peach cobbler. Ain't been nowhere near no peach cobbler since they came out their mama. And virgin. All right, come here. You gonna find out. Then put it on you. All right. I'm gonna stay with my finger together. Y'all forgive me. I'm gonna stay with my finger together. And Lord, look here on the Lord's job. We ain't got no worker compensation. When you working with the Lord, ain't no worker comp. I'm gonna stay with my finger. So most men, they'll play with you like that, and they might be up and won't even admit to it. This guy, he wanted that label. He wanted that. So this is a different kind of guy. That let me know this is a different kind of guy. Okay. Now, the other thing with these kind of guys, and especially that he's a music artist, and then especially when music was taken away, he went into which that's a very serious word, and it's a very real word. But one thing I have to say, a lot of people misuse it. You could very well be misusing it, and it sounds like he may be misusing it, because and the reason why I say that is because people who really depressed, if they done came out of it and they're on the other side, they'll be upset with the people. They get upset with the people who misuse it, who having a bad day, and then talking about because that's mental health issue. And so he's still a boy, a grown boy. He needed a mama. You became his mama. But you couldn't be there 24 hours a day. And it's different types of love. So what he did when he was on the text with them other young ladies flirting, he was passing time and he was getting different types of communication. One person got a sense of humor. Another person is very overly sweet. Another person is kind of motherly and giving you advice. And so at this young age that at 24, grown boy, he was just trying to be greedy and get all of the affection and attention that he could get, because his passion, his love was sidelined with what we going through in the world. So that's right there what that was. But now what got me is like how we as humans sometimes get the audacity to get offended. It's like, now listen, you said, even though I have before. Now, you said I never pressured him to have, even though I have before. And you said because he was a earner in a V Club, okay? So now, the fact that you say I have never pressured him to have that let me know it's an option for you. That let me know that that's something that you feel you could have did, that you could have wanted, that you done had some times where you might have felt like you wanted that pole on you, but because he was in the V Club, you let him live, you let him chill. But then he admitted by leaving with the young lady. Now, for one, it probably most likely was more than one time. Because when men go to admitting stuff, they just admit a little bit at a time. Just like on First 48. Watch First 48. That'll let you know how men break down. Because they be breaking the men down. First, the man wasn't nowhere around it. Ain't had nothing to do with it. He don't know nothing. Then 5 hours in, well, I actually do know John. Oh, you know John 5 hours ago. You ain't know John. So when men start to admit stuff, they admit it just a little bit at a time. Yeah, it was just one time. Just lost him in. Next time he get ready to admit something, It could be. Well, actually, it was like 3 times. Okay, it was like the music I just couldn't hit this right note, and I was so stressed out, and she just was there, and it was just like 3 times. Next time he admitted, this is the final time because my heart is hurting. It was 10 times, and I'm ashamed that I counted. And so that could be the case. I'm not saying that's the case. You already overthink things. I don't want to add too much to your overthinking. Or maybe I do, because you need to work on your overthinking, because that's not a good habit. So you need to stop overthinking. Just know what you know, see what you see, hear what you hear, and don't add anything extra to it. I had the same issue as you, so I'm working on that with you, and that's why I'm challenging you. Stop overthinking. But now the thing is, what blowed me is how you turned your nose up in the air. You are not a virgin? You lost your virginity? But you've been on your back. So, in a situation like this here, young as y'all is, you shouldn't be getting mad about that. You should be like, well, thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me. We weren't together. We not dating. Like, he telling you about something ain't got nothing to do with you. And then you get mad. I cannot believe you slept with another woman. Not saying that what you said, but that's how your energy acting, because you said you kept starting arguments, you kept doing all this. And then I went through his messages. So now what it sounds like to me is you a little cultured. You're a little too cultured for him. You 2 years older than him. So them 2 years, and women already way more mature than a man. Now, I also don't like that you had me doing math. I'm 2 years older than him, and he's 24. Solve for X. Listen now, you could have said, I'm 26, and he's 24. You got me doing math, so I'm here. Okay, I'm doing the word problem like my son be doing in class. Okay, so he's 24. She said she's 2 years older than him. Okay, she's 26. But I didn't want to have to do that, okay? But what I'm saying is, you a little more cultured to him, because see, a 26-year-old woman is really the equivalent of a 30-year-old man, 30 to 34-year-old man, 30 to 36-year-old man. He 24, so that's the equivalent of like a 18-year-old woman. He 24. So with them extra 2 years, you running circles around him. Your energy had him lie to you about being a virgin. That speaks to the level of your energy around in his life, that he felt the need to lie to you, to tell you he was a virgin at first. But then the fact that he came back around and then confessed to something, also speaks to your energy in his life. Now hold on now. I left my windows down on my old school. Well, y'all forgive me now. Make sure ain't no rain now. Hey, y'all forgive me. And so that also speaks to the energy that he feel from you. So you you the older woman, more cultured, little more sex appeal on you. And now he said it'd been a low time in his life, but he didn't love her. He loved me and really wanted to be with me, but he had to let me know because the guilt was eating him up inside. I was very hurt, but I could see he was genuinely sorry. Now, okay, I see what you're saying. Let me go back. He was with a group of friends that he likes to go out with. All right, so that's my bad there. So now what this sounded like now, was y'all dating? He has a group of friends that he likes to go out with, and they have a lot of female friends, including the girl he used to see a while back. My man would tell me not to worry that they were in the same places as each other because he didn't care for her anymore. I trusted him and wanted him to enjoy life with his friends, but in July, 2023, he told me he was going to end the relationship. So now what this sounded like now, was y'all dating? He has a group of friends that he likes to go out with, and they have a lot of female friends, including the girl he used to see a while back. My man would tell me not to worry that they were in the same places as each other because he didn't care for her anymore. I trusted him and wanted him to enjoy life with his friends, but in July He confessed to me in tears that a few weeks prior, okay, so July. So hold on, now you wrote me. Oh, so you still want you some insight. You wrote me October 29th, it's about November. And you asking about July, well, they ain't too far apart. 7 to 11, 4 months. So you still worried about this thing 4 months later, huh? That a few weeks prior. So this was a few weeks. Now, what you didn't make clear in here. Okay, I see. We were very young when we met and had always been attracted to each other, but didn't explore a relationship until the beginning of this year. So y'all explored the relationship at the beginning of this year. In July, he told you that a few weeks prior, which we don't know if it was really a few weeks, because we don't know if he 100% telling the truth, that he explored. So while y'all exploring a relationship, now y'all about 7 months in, the guilt eating him up, he come to you and tell you, we exploring this relationship, but a few weeks prior, I explored the body of this other woman when I got really drunk with his friends, that he had lost his virginity to her. So now, okay, now that I'm going back and I'm reading this, it's starting to come to me a little more clear. For one, okay, number one, we got a 24-year-old. Number two, we got a music artist. I'm a life coach. Some of y'all done seen me on TV coaching music artists. Music artists, very interesting individuals. They could be like a leaf in the wind. They could be hard to trust. They could be they live for a song, for a beat. Everybody in their life could be a muse for inspiration. Hearts become casualties in their life. They'll break hearts over and over and over again. So see now overall he's still a good guy. Now, see, some of y'all women, sometimes when I'm doing this, Tony, you say he's a good guy. You say, because see, y'all think that just because a man cheat, he a filthy dog. But it's because you don't understand the scale that I'm on. You don't understand the full scope of a man. When I tell you about what a no good bad man is, you'll throw up in your mouth that this human being even exists. So with this right here, this still is in of a decent guy, an overall good guy. And what I mean by that is we all children of God. All of us is filthy in the sight of God. So when I say good, that don't mean perfect. That don't mean husband material. That don't mean trust him with your life. It means that he is not the scum of the earth. He's not the worst of the worst. He's not even in the category with the worst. That's what that means. Okay, so let's clarify that going forward for all the rest of the video, so y'all can stop arguing with me about what I'm talking about when I say a decent guy or a good guy with potential to be a great man. So now it's all coming to me now. You got a 24-year-old. The other red flag is that he has been a really good friend for about 6 years. So since he was about 18, 6 years prior to dating, he been a good friend. We were young when we met and always had been attracted to each other, but didn't explore a relationship. The question is why didn't y'all explore a relationship? Did you not like him, or were you attracted to him and scared of him? Was he attracted to you and scared of you? Was he in a relationship? Was you in a relationship? All that right there matter, because typically it's always a red flag when you around somebody that you attracted to and y'all have been around each other for years and haven't explored a relationship. Typically when you explore that relationship, it turned out bad because there was a reason why y'all could be around each other for 6 years and not explore a relationship even though y'all was attracted to each other. It was a reason. It's typically a reason for that. And so when you do explore it, what you find, Dora the Explorer, is not good. And so now what's happening there? So now we getting a little deep in this, and I'm gonna add a few things in here. So now I'm starting to really see him Because he told you on a night he got really drunk. That's a huge red flag. Because do he just drink? Or do he play with his nose? Okay. If you don't know that term, because he a musician as well now. So I skipped over this part when I said, so he actually, now he still can know the Lord. Now Christians backslide, that's what they call the prodigal son. But now that I'm breaking this hill all the way down, you knew him for 6 years and he ain't shoot his shot. That's a red flag. He 24. He 2 years younger than you. That's a red flag. He's a musician who gets drunk. That's a red flag. Him and his boys got a lot of female friends. That's a red flag. Okay. He slept with a woman. You ain't know about it, but then he came and told you about it later. So yeah, he ain't have to tell you now, but the fact that he did it while y'all was dating, that's a red flag. So he okay with cheating. Then he went into depression because of COVID. And then needed you to be his mama. So you doing everything. You say in the height, okay, the messages. These messages, then you say the next few months after this were hard. I acted out of my hurt a lot, even though I had forgiven him. So that let me know he cheated on you while y'all were together. One day in September, I went through his messages and saw inappropriate flirting with 3 women he had told me he had ended things with before we started dating. So what that showed me right there now is that's what I mean by you a little more worldly than him. When I say worldly, I mean experience, because you went in his phone. That's some Carmen Sandiego, Dora the Explorer, Blues Clues stuff that women tap into. In marriage, that's okay. In dating, that's a breach of privacy because this not your husband. So his messages is his messages. And you got to go off what you find out, what come to you, what he tell you. That's what you got to go off of. When you dating, you never supposed to go in somebody's email or their messages, because that is also a form of abuse, because y'all are not one. So you abusing him. He abusing you emotionally. Okay. And so, and once again, I don't say other words all the time because sometimes you can't say every word on here. So that right there is a red flag. The fact that you say you forgave him, you did not forgive him. You didn't forgive him. You chose to stay even though it hurt you too bad to forgive him. Because if you forgave him, you would trust him and you wouldn't check his phone. So what that means is this offense, this early into the relationship, is too much to handle. This is too much to handle. So I apologize about what I said at first, because I was thinking that he slept with her years ago, like way back before. And the reason why I thought about that is because I lost my virginity at 15. So when I heard that, I automatically assumed that this 24-year-old man was talking about something that happened years ago, but he was talking about something that happened some months ago. And so now I'm struggling believing that he's a virgin, because he's 24. He's a traveling musician. They got a lot of female friends, and he get drunk. So now I'm struggling to believe that he was a virgin. And sister, I'm telling you, if I'm struggling to believe it, you need to struggle to believe it too. Okay? And because you say, even though you had never, you done been on your back, okay? He done been on his too, obviously. And so, well, his on his back like this with his leg together. But, well, no, he might have. He a musician. So, listen, y'all got a lot of red flags. I'm on about 6 now. And this one I'm talking about when he went into depression and then he needed you, but then also, needed them other women. That's a red flag. The reason why I say it's a red flag, it not in the sense the D word, the brethren, is because that's mental health. And so you have to be careful when you're dealing with somebody with mental health issues, because mental health not properly treated, you're not a therapist. So, and then them other 3 women that he was flirting with on the text are not therapists. So mental health untreated can spiral out of control, and that has cost a lot of people their lives by enabling someone who has mental health issues by trying to play doctor and therapist instead of stepping back or stepping forward, but holding them accountable to go to therapy and get help. And you could sit outside of the therapy room while he in there talking with his therapist to hold him accountable, and you holding his hand in the sense you supporting him, but you taking him to a clinician. Okay, you not a clinician. You 26 and still learning men. So that's why I put that on the red flag list. The next red flag is the fact that in the height, now I like how you said in the height now, old writer, in the height of you doing everything you could do for his behind, 24-year-old Musty, he go to flirting with other women. Now that is cheating. He already done cheated on you now. Now he cheating again, so we're going to lump all these cheating. Now you got 7 red flags. And this is, by September, y'all explored the relationship this year. You didn't say what month y'all started exploring this here relationship. So, no, you said until the beginning of this year. So we're going to assume January, February. So September, y'all 9 months in, he done slept with another woman. He out getting drunk. He done lied to you about it. Then he cheating on the text with other women. But again, he 24. So what that let me know is this man is not ready for a real relationship. And I picked that up right now. But then later it is confirmed because you go into the fact that he tell you he needs some time. The messages were in March and April, in the height of when I was doing everything I could to help through his depression. Once again, even though the messages were old, I was convinced that he simply didn't love me like I loved him. Now this is the thing, now sister. Now this thing, okay? Now you're reading a little too deep into this. Because like you say, it's in September when you found this. These messages from March and April, he not no real player. Because a real player from the Himalayas, as soon as he finished sending that text, hey, cutie with a booty, what's going on? Girl, that's sexy. Hey, that picture look good. Baby, what's going on? Soon as he done, listen, swipe on the iPhone. Swipe this way, that delete come up. Delete. A real player from the Himalayas, that's what he doing. Delete. Nah, yes, I'm not a player at this stage in my life, but I know how to delete a message, because sometimes I still have to delete certain messages. You know, sometimes I just want to leave people business in the text message, just in case somebody find my phone. One of my high profile clients, I don't want all their business in the text, just in case I lose my phone, somebody get in there. So I know how to delete a message now, but a player from the Himalayas, slide, delete, that message ain't there. You found this boy messages from March. He ain't no real player. I don't want to be a player no more. He ain't no real player. You remember that? Is that Big Pun song? I thought I heard the rain. So now listen. This guy here ain't no real player. Now he is a player, but he's not a real player. So what this is he'll do damage to your heart accidentally. Meaning like he do stuff and he's so young and dumb, he don't even really think about what he doing. And then especially if he getting drunk, which could be an exaggeration. Sometimes men want to blame it on alcohol. And Jamie Foxx them song. Yeah, nah, hey, I'm saved now, but I know what going on in the world. I know what going on in the world, and I got to know what going on in the world because I got to stay 2 steps ahead of the devil. Because I know y'all, how do I know all these seculars are? Because I live. I live in the world. I pay attention to what the world doing. That's how I can touch on this here stuff. I got to meet you where you at. So now understand, he is too young for you. You coming in and you want to be serious. He 24, he not ready to be serious. A lot of music artists never ready to be serious. Who Jamie Foxx married to? Tyree just got married last year or something. You see what I'm saying? Look at who P. Diddy married to. You see what I'm saying? Jay-Z, oh, we know why he got married, but then look what he go do. Turn lemons into lemonade. So, you see what I'm saying? A lot of music artists, they're so artsy, they just be all over the place. They be all over the place. Now, John Legend, he a little different. But you see what he married. Whole nother, God bless him. And I ain't saying nothing bad about her now. I did not say a single word bad about that woman. But what I'm saying is, people do certain stuff for certain reasons. 24-year-old traveling musician, you finna have your hands full. Especially, here's the thing. He known you for 6 years. When a person know you for 6 years, they should not take you for granted when they finally get the opportunity to be with you. So, it's kind of like y'all were not together, but he known you and quote unquote been attracted to you. So when he jump in here, he supposed to be all in. He's supposed to be ready, Freddy. So he's not ready. And then he told you he cut ties and he showed you all these other messages. The reason why he was able to send them messages about he loved you and want to marry you and all of that is because you held him up when he was feeling down. You was his rock. You was there for him. You were his rock. Plies. And so because you was his rock, he took and he okay, I apologize. Okay. The boy named Plies, the rapper, got a song called say something about a rock. And remember they were doing the dance. So I just had to explain that because right now I just envision getting 50 emails from my 50 up crowd. What did you mean by rock? I was so confused, Tony, and I don't like to miss anything on your videos because they help me so much. Even though I'm 59, I love these videos. So y'all forgive me when I spell stuff out. It's just dealing with what I have to deal with. So that is from a song by a rapper. Okay? All right. And so because you was his rock, that's why he started feeling like he loved you. Because that's a love language. Quality time. Physical touch. You probably rubbing his back, playing in his hair. Physical touch. Okay. You ordered him some Chinese food. Gift. That's a gift. You see what I mean? You speaking the love languages. You encouraging him. You know, it's gonna be all right. This right here is gonna pass, and you're gonna do twice as good as you did before. That's words of affirmation. You see what I mean? You speaking all these love languages. He 24. He don't know what love is. Don't know what he want. Don't know whether he going or coming. Got a head tucked between his legs, sniffing his own booty. And so that's love to him. So he tell, hey, I think I love her, man. I'm marry her. I want to be with her. But now you say he showed you with his actions. Now, when you talking to somebody like me, I need some examples of how he showed you with his actions. Because you say he showed me with his actions that he has shown me in his actions also. Because before that you said he had also told his family this, and some of my family and friends too, about that he loved me and wanted to marry me. He has shown me in his actions also. Now, you didn't spell out the action, so I flowers, eating a little peach cobbler, rubbing your back, because what I see is cheating after cheating. So I'm trying to wonder what actions you holding on to. What actions are you holding on to that say he love you and want to marry you? Because what I'm saying is he young and dumb and full of. Some of y'all know the phrase, some of y'all don't. Just make it try to rhyme. Young and dumb, full of. Young and dumb, full of. What he putting in the other little woman. Now, here's the thing. He's dropping it off to her. And you abstinent. You abstinent thinking he was a virgin. Now, you didn't say if y'all done decided to go ahead and now you done got on your bike with him after he told you he had another woman on her bike. You done got jealous and say, well, let me give you some since you doing that. And since I done did that and I know how to ride that bicycle, so let me get on your rodeo and give you a little something to keep you faithful to me. You ain't go into all them details. So you might need a session, I don't know. But here's the thing. I don't know whether he says it to keep me or if he means it. Let me tell you. He don't mean it because he don't know what he talking about. He doesn't know what love is. He doesn't know what a relationship is. He 24. That's not a man. He too young. He just doing what he think you supposed to do. And he stressed and worried about this here, what's called it's gonna shut down his shows. So listen, he not depressed. Because somebody who depressed, they not got time to be on the text flirting with 3 other women and got a woman in their face. That's not a sign of depression. Depression, you by yourself, you stressed, you worried, you crying, you know what I'm saying? You going through real stuff. Like, that's a dark state. He living life in full color. He got UV vision, UV rays shining down on him. Girl number 1, girl number 2, girl number 3, girl number 4, which is you. You still don't know about his other phone or what other message that he did delete because they got too racy. But he wanted the simple ones to just stay there because he knew he was going to clean those up and that just really wasn't going nowhere. But Bumblebee Triple X, that message could have been deleted. So, and then you say, I don't know whether he said, he said to keep you. So you know that's why he said, because he told you. He kept saying he hurt me, but that he needed time to work on himself and his relationship with God so he could be 100% committed to me. But he didn't want to lose me in that time either because it was his biggest fear. Now that's red flag number 8, because he old enough to know that the work is active. You don't take a break to show a woman that you working on yourself. You work on yourself in front of her so she could see the work. So she could see you growing with God. She see that you got a devotional time, that you read your Bible because y'all talk every day. So she know your schedule. She see that you got a mentor or a life coach or a therapist and you got a set time that you talk every week. She see because y'all talk every day. So she see that. When a man pull back from you, that's not so he could grow in God. Because God made woman from man. A woman come from the rib of man. So a man want to be with a woman when he downtrodden, when he at his lowest, when he want one woman to be there for him because she is the helpmeet. The woman is the other half. She come from him. God made her for that sole purpose, to be a helpmeet to the man. Now, yes, she capable of building business and all that. Oh, you trying to say a woman only word? Yes, she capable of doing anything she want to do. She could hop, skip, double dutch from the sun to the moon. Let y'all tell it, okay? She could do whatever she want to do. But God made her. When God made her, he said, this man cannot be alone. So this man cannot be alone. When he take this here break from you, he will not be alone. You hear me? He 24. He already depressed over COVID because he can't go do no shows. If that's sent him into the depression, he got a whole lot coming, because life get way worse than this right here. Because, boy, you could be on YouTube doing covers and making hundreds of thousands of dollars. While he's sitting around there moping and complaining, they could be a online band. It's online bands on YouTube making hundreds of thousands of dollars and only do music for YouTube. He could be doing lessons virtually through Zoom. But he hollering about he the rap. Listen, this boy here, he ain't no bad person now. He's not a bad guy in the sense of what bad men really is. He just young and dumb and full of. Young and dumb and full of. So listen, he not going to be by himself. He will end up being, y'all got to forgive me now, I just finished working out in the gym. You know, there's a lot of moving around. Make sure my hands ain't looking too rough over here. Now, what it'll be with another little friend, because this what he feeling like now. He's like, okay, it's too much smoke in this kitchen. It's too hot in this kitchen. I need to step out this kitchen. Can't stand the heat. Get out the kitchen. He said, I got to get out this kitchen because this woman here, for one, she see through me now. Two, she don't believe me. Three, she starting arguments. She keep arguing and want to stress and worry. And you said, I can admit that since he told me he slept with another woman and seeing the messages he sent and received, I have been overthinking, and it's made me complain and start arguments randomly, which is putting more strain on us. You absolutely right. That's the ninth red flag, is you still arguing and complaining, and you cannot forgive. When you forgive someone, you don't remind them of the offense. You don't make them be a prisoner to their past mistakes when you forgive. If you still hold them prisoner to their mistakes, you have not forgiven. If you have not forgiven, that is a sign that the offense was too great for your heart to forgive. That is also a sign that you need to leave. You need to go on about your business. Go on about your business. And the reason why you need to go on about your business is because that time apart, when you go on about your business, if you meet Prince Charming and he is amazing, then this guy was the distraction that looked like destiny before destiny. If you don't meet Prince Charming and this guy so-called work on himself and he come back around to you in a few months, if he say he working on himself and he can't be with you, then don't talk to him at all. If you working on yourself, work on yourself. We're not finna be friends, and we're not finna be friends with benefits, and we're not finna be talking if you working on yourself. You either all in or you all out. Make a choice. We a item, we a couple, we dating with intention and purpose, or we not dating at all. Don't be talking about you broke up with somebody, y'all on a break, he working on himself, but y'all talking every day just like y'all in a relationship, but y'all don't got no title. A man does that so he could cheat. And then when it come out later that he cheated, he said we weren't together. That was a break, baby. We was on a break. And I fell into depression. And while I was just so down and I called you and you didn't answer, and then she just showed up at the doorstep in a robe looking like Carmen Sandiego with nothing up under there. And then I tripped and fell into her. And then I pulled it out, but it was already flying out the air. And then she slid forward and opened up and caught it. And that's how she got pregnant. And so that was a break, baby. And I need to be there in that child's life because the way she caught that thing let me know that baby gonna know how to catch. like Odell Beckham Jr. And so I need to be there for my son because he gonna know how to catch, and he going to the NFL, and then I'm gonna take that money that he give me, and then that's gonna be me and you, our money. This is the kind of stories that these men come up bringing to y'all. That's a real story. That's a real story. Trust me. This kind of stuff men say. So what he trying to do, what this brother right here trying to do, he trying to cheat in peace. But it ain't technically cheating because y'all not together. He done broke up with you. So while you was mad with him, he done flipped it over you. He done flipped it on you and broke up with you. While you supposed to be mad with him and should have broke up with him, he done flipped it over you and told you, I can't be with you. He done broke up with you. Let that be clear now. You got cheated on and then you got broke up with. I just want that to be all the way clear because I don't want you to have any confusion while you wondering. I have strongly felt that this is my husband. How you felt that? How you felt that when you got cheated on multiple times inside of 9 months? How did you feel that's your husband? Because if a man can't be faithful to you for 9 months, how you feel he gonna be faithful for a lifetime when he on the road in depression with a lot of female friends? Come on now, listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying. See, this is what I need y'all to do. I need y'all to listen to what y'all saying and then really ask yourself, do this make sense? If a man done cheated on me emotionally and physically, after knowing me and watching me for 6 years, do I really believe this man respects me and loves me and is my husband? Do I really believe that? Just because he showed me some text messages and he's told some people that, because he is a codependent. See, he is a codependent. That's why he said he love you and want to marry you, because he is a codependent. He is a boy. This baby boy. Okay? This is Baby Boy. Like the movie Baby Boy. Google it if y'all ain't got that in London. Tyrese, the star actor, who happens to be a singer in real life. This Baby Boy. I have strongly felt that this is my husband, and he says I'm his wife. But with what has happened this year, I don't want to make the wrong choice. I love him a lot, but not to the extent that I will be a fool either. Please help. Looking for some answers. Sister, you got all your answers. You got all your answers. You know, read your email 3-4 times. You become the coach, and then you break it down. And then imagine having a daughter. And then take yourself out of this, and this letter is from your daughter. And you read this from your daughter. She sent you an email because she didn't know how to say it, so she sent you an email. And she sent you this, and she said, Mom, should I stay with this guy? He slept with another woman, so he says it was just one time. I don't know now because I've caught him in multiple lies. He goes out with his friends, they have a good time, he gets drunk. While he's drunk, he has sex with other women. Then, when I'm slaving for him, being there for him, rubbing his head, both of them, the head on his shoulders and the other head, he is text messaging other women, flirting with them as if the flirtation and energy I'm giving him in person is not good enough. He's 24. He's a traveling artist. He gets drunk. He's not the worst guy I've ever heard of, but do you think I should stay with him? Is this the man for me if I don't see clear and evident proof that God has entered his life and renewed him from head to toe, inside and out? Is he the man for me? Read that like it's from your daughter. And then talk to your daughter. See, the reason why y'all stay stuck in these relationships is because you in it. You got to step out and pretend this from somebody else. Because if you notice, read these comments, sister, to the advice that the other women giving you. They got all the advice for you because they outside of it. But then when they get in it, they do worse, just as bad as you. A lot of them, not all of them, do just as bad as you and worse. But because they in it. But being on the outside, you look like, if you stay, you'll look like Boo Boo the Fool, which you say you don't want to be. Hey, this is Tony Gaston. God bless y'all. This hour, it was a long hour. I feel a little drained. And so I don't know if I'll be able to shoot a video to be up for y'all on Christmas. Well, I definitely ain't gonna work on Christmas. Y'all already know that. But hey, God bless you, and we'll talk soon. Hey, make sure you click the link in the description, Tony Gas Academy, sign up for the course.